What if I told you there's a way to increase organic traffic to your content by as much as 100% with just 3 clicks? You're probably thinking, it's another empty promise or some dodgy, outdated SEO trick that's going to get your site penalized, but I promise you it isn't. Google recently quietly rolled out a Google Search Console update. That is, quite frankly, a massive game changer for most content creators. It doesn't matter if you're a massive agency or a solo creator working on a side hustle. And if you're not implementing this straight away, you are leaving views, subscribers, and ultimately money right there on the table for your competitors to snatch up. So I highly recommend following this quick tutorial if you create content on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, or X, the platform formerly known as Twitter. If you're a social content creator, you may have never used Google Search Console before, because it previously only worked with independent web properties. Connecting your website to Search Console gives you all sorts of helpful data for understanding what your customers actually searched for. If you're building an online business, it's your bread and butter. It's the dashboard that tells you exactly what people are typing into Google to find your product or service. But, up until now, there was a massive blind spot. Search Console only worked with independent websites and apps. It couldn't measure impressions and clicks to social platforms, not even YouTube, which Google owns. Up until now. When my videos get traffic from Google Search, the only information I received is that the views came from Google Search. I had no way of determining exactly what search terms the viewer used, or what my click-through rate is. Once my channel's data has populated inside Search Console, I'll finally have those answers. Now, why should you care? Why is this such a monumental shift in how we handle our content strategy? Let's break it down properly. Normally, when you post a video, you rely entirely on the algorithm of the platform you're using. You hope the TikTok algorithm picks up your hook. You pray the YouTube recommendation system pushes your thumbnail out to a wider audience. But we often forget that Google is still the biggest, most powerful search engine on the planet. Billions of searches are happening every single day, and if you've looked at a Google search results page recently, you've probably noticed it's changing. Google is increasingly serving up social media posts, short-form videos, and X threads right there at the very top of the page, long before you ever scroll down to a traditional blog post. Before this update, you had zero visibility on this. You had no idea which of your videos were ranking on Google, or what specific search terms were triggering them to appear. You were flying completely blind. Now, you get the exact keywords people are using on Google to find your social media content. Imagine logging in and finding out that your Instagram reel about finding writing clients is actually getting hundreds of views a day. From people searching freelance copywriting tips 2026 on Google. Once you know that, you can completely shift your strategy. You can double down. You can create more content around that specific keyword. You can optimize your future video titles, captions, and hashtags for the exact phrases you already know Google loves to rank. It bridges the massive gap between traditional search engine optimization and social media marketing. It is an absolute goldmine of data. Before we get into exactly how to set this up in just a couple of clicks, if you're finding this helpful and want to stay ahead of the curve, please do me a massive favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We are constantly digging into the latest updates, AI workflows, and digital strategies to help you write better copy, get more traffic, and genuinely grow your business. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on the next big breakthrough. So, how do you connect your social properties to Google Search Console? I promised you earlier. It was just a few clicks, and I wasn't exaggerating. The tutorial part of this is beautifully simple. First, you need to be logged into your Google Search Console account. If you don't have one, search the web for Google Search Console and log in, or sign up with your Google account. This is completely free, so don't worry about costs. Once you're in the main dashboard, look over at the top left corner where my channel name is currently displayed on my screen. Of course, if you have no properties, this will be empty. Click the drop-down menu and select Add Property. Now, instead of typing in a website domain like you normally would, just click on the type of social property you want to add. Because Google owns YouTube, if you're logged into the same Google account for both, it usually verifies your channel instantly. For the other platforms like TikTok or X, Google might ask you to verify your ownership. It only takes a few extra clicks, similar to how you can sign in to other platforms with your Google account. It is brilliantly simple to do, but the impact is enormous. Keep in mind, it will take a few days for the historical data to start populating in your Search Console reports. You won't see numbers the second you hit verify. But once it does start flowing in, I highly recommend setting aside an hour with a cup of coffee just to dig through it all. Look at the search queries. Look at your impressions versus your actual clicks. Find out which of your quick social posts are secretly acting as massive traffic drivers from the world's biggest search engine. If you want me to publish a full Google Search Console tutorial, please let me know in the comments. This update genuinely changes the landscape for content creators. It finally gives us the complete, unobstructed picture of how our audience is actually finding us across the entire web. Not just when they happen to land on our own websites. Don't sit on this and say you'll do it next week. Go and connect your social accounts right now. It takes 2 minutes and it is free traffic data that will completely transform how you plan your content moving forward. Thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to subscribe to AI Copywriting Tools for more insights and strategies just like this. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.